Hey, everybody. Welcome to Real Life Sci-Fi here on Shrub Home Video. I'm Wade.
I'm Willie.
I'm Aaron. Sorry, I'm out of breath still.
Aaron had to run and get our director. He was doing illicit parking lot things.
Yeah, just getting snacks and stuff. Illicitly.
Well, Patreon.com/RealLifeSciFi if you want 2 extra episodes a week. tpublic.com/RealLifeSciFi. I just learned there's dashes in between all of those words.
Really? That's why.
In the URL.
Yeah, it's a junk URL. It's a total junk one.
Well, you get what you get, you know? That's the universe, baby, and you just got to be one with it. And
oh, man.
I have transcended. I am Zen. And
ever since last week's consciousness talk, Wade has just not been telling everyone how one with the universe
I
is.
am, though. I can't lie about it. Let's welcome aboard the SSRLSF, our good friend. He's a director of photography, Jeff Powers.
Hello.
Woo-woo.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
How are you?
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Now, how into conspiracy theories, paranormal stuff are you generally?
I would say I'm an enthusiast, but
Ooh.
I'm not a true believer.
So it's like an entertainment thing?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people say, honestly. But that's how they turn you, man.
That's how I started.
That's how you get
It
got.
was all fun
That's how
until
you get-
my world got
That's
fucked.
how you get caught in the
Now
net.
look at him. He used to work on Wall Street.
Now he's
really?
wearing purple every day.
He used to wear a suit and tie every day.
No, I like coast to coast. I like a good conspiracy theory, but yeah,
I didn't know. I thought Coast to Coast was Space Ghost for a really long time.
Oh, that's
That's
hilarious.
funny.
Just everybody references it. I love it too, man.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Is it Art Bell? Is that the Coast to Coast guy?
And
Yeah.
then George Norrie, yeah.
Oh, there's 2?
Well, Art Bell retired.
Did he retire? Or did he get retired by the man?
He retired and then he passed away a few years after.
Oh, did he?
oh, downer.
In the Philippines, he was in.
Oh, interesting. Because
Listen, nothing bad happens in the Philippines. Okay.
maybe he just spoke too much truth, is what I'm saying.
Didn't QAnon happen in the Philippines?
Did it?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Well, if you watch that
Oh,
documentary,
fuck.
yeah.
Well,
so yeah, so nothing bad happens. In
nothing
the
bad
Nothing.
happens. Just a lot of lies.
We got 2
aren't bad.
Filipinos here. Are you a Filipina? I think I've asked this before. Is it Spanish rules?
I have no.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care
Spanish.
though. You can just call me Filipino. That's
They're
close enough.
freaking out because of all the non-gender stuff, right? Like they have to.
Philippines?
No, Spanish. They have to change their whole language.
Oh, snap.
I mean, if French is that
This
way
chair
too.
is not a girl. I don't know any of the real ones.
What does this boat identify?
What's a horse? Cabello.
Took
Caballo?
French.
If it's a male horse, is it a cabela? I mean a female.
Caballo. Yes.
Yeah, but what if
Caballo?
it's a female? Is it caballa? No. All horses are males, according to the Spanish.
All your horse there belong to us.
We have a little something on the show called the WOW scale.
Yeah.
Excuse me, person upstairs.
We have a little something on the show called the WOW scale.
It's not playing.
It stands
Wow,
for. Are you a Wade or are you a Willie? It's 5-question quiz.
Custom. I like this.
Yeah. That was our unplugged version. It's a 5-question quiz. Don't worry about your score. I'll assign you a rating at the end, but if you're more of a 5, you're more of a Willie. If you're more of a 0, you're more of a Wade. If you're in the middle, you're kind of an Aaron. Are you ready to be Wade on the WOW scale?
I'm prepared. Yes.
First question, 3-parter. Do you believe in aliens? If so, have they visited Earth? If so, have they visited Earth in the last 300 years?
Yes, I do believe in aliens.
Okay.
Like loosely. I feel like I'm gonna give like the answer that everyone
Like
gives.
in the galaxy,
yeah,
all that
like they
thing.
exist. There's
Right.
no way they don't.
Yeah.
Um,
We've all seen the James Webb pictures. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
But no, I don't think that they visited Earth.
All right.
Really?
Yeah, and also I don't know that you necessarily want them to.
Fair
It's a
enough.
can of worms, man. I mean, even if they're nice, we're going to be racist. So
Speciesist at that.
That
point.
I
like
don't
what,
think they wanna
what
come
kind of
here.
visiting can you really do besides takeover?
Well, that's kind of I mean, that's kind of.
I think they're here. I think they're
I
visiting.
love taking
know
over
that.
Disneyland.
I
No,
like street takeovers.
I think that they would not be. I think it would be bad news for us. You
Yeah.
know.
We're taking your water, just so you know.
Well, yeah, and like also
all of it. We'll not leave one drop.
if they had the ability to get here, then obviously they got the leg up on us. So I don't think.
What if it's like ET?
Well,
Right? It seemed
Candy
like
Run.
a camping
Candy
trip to
Run.
them, right? All right, time to go.
Yeah.
Where's ET?
I don't remember the beginning. Is that what happens? He just
They're
gets
like
left?
they're like they're getting leaves and like random stuff, and then they like leave him because he finds a rabbit. And he's like, they
Is he a
fly
child?
off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like a little baby.
it's like the original Baby Yoda.
Question number. I don't know if I've ever seen ET, honestly.
Maybe we gotta watch it. Real life sci-fi movie
Let's
night.
do it now. Yeah, here we go.
All right,
Oh my
let's do
God,
it.
let's do it.
why don't
Play
you
it,
put up
Kevin. You
ET?
got it. Play it.
I saw it in the theater in 1983 with my grandma. The whole time I kept going like, why are you here? Like, you don't like this.
Everyone loves ET.
Your grandma?
That's pretty traumatic though for an old person and a kid.
What? E.T.?
But maybe your
Yeah.
grandma took you because she thought you would like it.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Willie hasn't.
William would like this.
He hasn't
one.
understood the concept
This
of doing
one
things
is
for other people yet. I've got two narcissistic co-hosts.
I know.
It's a
no,
rough
that's
life.
not true. That's not true. That's not true.
All right. Question number 2. Ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts. However, I have had a couple ghosty experiences that I
Can you tell
would
us
love to
one?
believe.
Can you tell us like a quick one?
Yeah, I lived in an apartment not far from here that so like just some weird stuff would happen here and there, and there was some like the classic, the occasional like sulfur smell. There was like a whole cricket infestation and some other stuff. But one time I left and I came home a couple hours later. It was dark. It was daytime when I left. Came back hours later. It was dark. And it was like a real long apartment. And I came back home and I heard like a weird sound. And so I just started walking down the hall all the way to the back. And it was coming from the bathroom. I turned on the bathroom light. And the sink was full blast hot water, steam everywhere. And it was overflowing out of the sink onto the floor. And it was like an inch of water on the floor. And I just kind of talked. It was a little creepy.
Did you live alone?
I had a roommate at the time, but he was not there.
Was he a wet bandit?
Yes.
Oh.
No, I assumed that like I had just done it or something or whatever. But then, like a couple weeks later, I was sitting in the room right next to the bathroom, and I heard the water turn on.
Oh gosh.
And then I walked in there.
That's
and
weird because that lever, without knowing anything, the pressure of the water couldn't turn the handle and any.
I'm not a plumber, but yeah, I don't think so.
But you don't believe in ghosts, so what do you ascribe that to?
I don't know. I mean, I would
Like
like to think it's a
magnets?
ghost. That'd be fun, but what was it? Oh yeah,
Like magnets?
You do have a large
Yeah.
collection of magnets, and
Yeah.
all of your faucets are metal.
it's true.
It's a very like post-industrial kind of like layout.
Real life
that you have.
sci-fi solved another one.
What about Bigfoot?
No,
He's right here.
I know it's insulting, but
He's gonna be mad.
I think he's just
He
gonna stay
hurts
right
us
there.
when he's mad. Do
He's
you know
pretty
that?
chill, but yeah, he does have a temper. Okay, no, I'm Bigfoot.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine. Psychics.
No, I went to psychic one time. I think I was like 20, and I went to psychic one time because my girlfriend really wanted to go, and I just
Did you go at the same like with her at the same time, or was it separate?
I think we went together.
Okay.
Real smart, it's great. But yeah, I just ended up saying yes to like everything eventually.
Do you remember anything I'm assuming it was a woman.
It was a long time ago. It was a
Okay.
woman, so your assumption's safe. But
yeah.
no, I just ended up like, oh no, I do totally have a R name in my family that is yeah.
Oh, she was one of those. She's like one of those cold readers.
Yeah.
I went to one, and she just and the audience has heard this a million times, but she just told me like, be careful because I see your arm is going to be broken.
And
Never until I was like 43, and then I busted like metacarpal.
There you go.
I guess
She was right.
I would love it if they had some
elongated.
rule like, well, something bad's going to happen to you, but I can't let you know because of our unspoken law of not affecting the time.
Yeah, it
loop.
just has to
Yeah.
happen.
It's like magicians don't reveal their secrets. Psychics don't tell you when bad things are going
But
to happen. It's like
I
the
mean,
same rule.
come back when it happens and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, but come back. Let me know when it happens.
And I'll say I told you so a bunch of times.
But you'll get a free shirt.
Are you superstitious?
No. I don't know if this counts, but I won't get on an airplane unless I've had like 2 or 3 drinks minimum. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, that's just
I won't do most things without 2 or 3 drinks.
right.
No, I mean I think it's like good. It's smart not to walk under a ladder because something might fall on your head.
Yeah, it's common sense.
But
So for the most part, you're not. I'll say no on that.
What's his number, Wade?
I mean, he's like a 1.
Okay.
So you're basically a Wade.
okay.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the correct side of the argument.
Now, see, I believe there is no right or wrong. So good for you.
That's why you're in the middle.
That is why I'm in the middle.
Well,
At least
there
that's
is-
the part I play.
There
here
also
on
is no
stage.
right or wrong. I just there is more right and more wrong.
And I'm just like, you'll be right one day.
All right, Willie, hit us with that topic.
Tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi, solar flares, coronal mass ejections. An X-class solar flare could hit us one day, and experts say that within 2 weeks, 80 to 90% of the population could be dead. Let's talk about solar flares and what to do if one happens tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi.
I didn't hear any of that because I was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were doing the WoW scale thing. We'll
so-
have that fixed next time.
Yeah, we're like a man
It's a tight
short up
ship
here or
here, yeah.
something.
Yeah, we are. Solar flares, huh?
Basically, I mean, solar flares, coronal mass ejections. These things basically happen once every like 5 days. The all the energy happening in the sun just spews off bullets of just shit coming off of the sun, and we just really haven't ever been hit by too many of them. Sure, we've got our
What is the shit that it's shooting off?
it's usually like plasma, but what it does is we've got our big magnetic field around us, but if that plasma goes through that and pushes our magnetic field, it messes with like our
It like strips our field away.
and it can mess with our ionosphere and stuff like that. And so when that happens, like that's when we'll get hit by basically like an EMP that could be the size of the Earth.
Yeah, like any kind of big electromagnetic field coming off of it, or like X-ray, whatever. Gosh, we're really bad at this tonight, huh?
I know, that's okay. We're all good.
Like
I'm always-
X-ray rays, things like that. They can touch on Earth if it strips away the magnetic field, and that can fuck up our electrical grids. That can fuck up all electronics, our satellites, it can just
GPS.
fuck our GPS,
Everything.
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, here's the thing. So you guys talked about the Carrington event before I got on Thursday, but
We actually didn't talk about it that much. I mentioned it, and then you hopped on.
there was an event.
Hang on, before we get into this, did you pick this topic? Are you into this?
Yeah, I mean, yes, full disclosure, I am currently here right now because Willie and I live on the same street.
Okay.
And I was walking home one night, and Willie was on the sidewalk UFO spotting.
Okay.
And
That's crazy. I mean, I always see stuff when I'm with Willie.
yeah, so he talked to me about coming on the show, and he's like, "Hey, do you have any ideas?" I was like, "I don't know, solar flares." So,
Do you care about solar flares
well,
at all? or is
I think
this-
it's cool. Like, it's like something that I think I like read something about it that afternoon, so it was just top of mind.
Cool.
But
all right. It's good enough.
I read about
reason.
the Carrington event, which is it's like it happened in the 1800s, so it didn't really affect all that much at the time. But if it
Just
happened
the
now, it would
telegraphs.
just be.
I mean, my thing is, I love this topic because there is an awareness that needs to be brought about because we can avoid a lot of deaths if we just change a few things currently.
Good luck, man.
I know that's what's killing us is politics.
COVID just happened, man.
Yeah.
But
But it's
So
also
wait.
it's like on the same level as like Yellowstone erupting or like the San Andreas fault.
Yeah, just
going off, like,
gigantic.
it's
but
gonna
this
happen,
could affect the whole.
but
Yeah, right.
Probably won't
I
happen
think
to
it's
me.
like 20
so
times thousand, like 20 million times thousand times worse than we think it's gonna
I
be.
do.
oh, sure. I'm just saying like the likelihood of it happening within the next 2-year election cycle is quite low. So
Isn't it always? Isn't it always? Well, they say like
It's just gonna happen once Trump is back in the office, and he'll be like,
Once
"No,
he's
everything's fine.
look, I'm all red. That's not the solar.
We got the
flare's
greatest
fault."
electrical grid in the country."
Yeah, I mean, I read. Sorry, my book is. Not,
Wait, while you look that up, just tell us really quickly about the Carrington event.
So
Yeah.
in September of 1859, we had a big coronal mass ejection hit us, fucking wipe out our electromagnetic field, and we didn't have many electronics back then, but we did have the telegraph, and so this is called a Carrington event because
Can I stop you?
yeah,
How the fuck do telegraphs work?
Morse
That's a valid
code
question.
electric signals.
But like how?
It's sending an electric pulse through the wires, like after you do a kind of like switchboard connection. So then it's on and off, making it tap like this. So then each letter has certain taps and stuff.
No, I understand Morse code. I don't understand then what happens on the other side. Are you listening, or does the machine translate
There's like
I think
manual
it,
listeners, and then there's ones that
it like
print.
taps it out.
Yeah.
And so there's a guy there and he's like, "Oh, the bear."
Well,
Okay,
this is the
bear
crazy thing,
ate
right? When
Yeah.
this happened,
child? Oh.
That's what
some of
Western
the
Union
lines-
used to do.
a lot of the lines caught on fire, and some of the workers got shocked. Yes, yeah. Ah!
And
Just-
some of the machines stayed on after they unhooked them.
Yeah, they unplugged them and they worked anyway because it was just pulling electricity
It's
from
just
the
so
air.
much.
so they got
Whoa.
blasted.
And that's when nothing ran on electricity. That's
Like,
when
what's
we
that guy
did
from the
not give a
Munsters? Where he
fuck.
just like put the light bulb in his mouth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Uncle.
Was it the
What?
grandpa?
That was Adam's family, Uncle Fester.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
It's all right. They're
Yeah.
very similar. Who
They're the
came
same
first?
thing.
Which one came
the
first?
Munsters. Right?
Are you sure about that?
That's
I'm not sure
decisive,
about that
yeah.
now that I'm thinking about it.
Who came first? The monsters or the monsters?
Chat, who came first? The Munsters or Adam's family?
But basically, if this were to happen today, everything that was electronic that is on would get fried.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they don't think that. Right now, they think animals and plants and people should be fine. But we don't know about a big, huge one. If the plasma actually came through
They
or
actually
something.
think cows aren't going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Why's that?
Why
Because
cows?
cows are so big. They're like big cattle creatures and they absorb a lot of sun
What
and
about
UV
elephants?
light. Well, I'm just saying it as far as like America. If this happens in America,
okay.
cows and cattle are some of the
That's
things
crazy.
to worry about.
Makes you wonder why the cow
Also-
mutilations are happening, where they're checking their genitalia for, like, I don't know, whatever.
You know that thing?
Yeah, we all know that.
But like the thing about
Of
that is it was the cows and also any field that's genetically modified to grow faster than a normal field. Because the way that they absorb UV light is different than a normal
Oh,
plant.
snap.
And so if there's a solar flare, they not only they absorb the heat and then literally burn from the inside out.
Wow.
This is interesting. I didn't know any of this.
Yeah,
I
neither
just
did
knew
I.
that, like,
I read
This
a
is-
book today.
This is
and it's
legit.
terrifying.
What's
Yes.
the source?
The book is Solar Flares: What You Need to Know by Whitley Strieber. And
Wow.
Whitley Strieber. Okay, well,
yeah,
no.
so I was
He
like,
wrote
this is a
the,
Whitley's Communion.
Psychic. Oh, yeah.
He wrote a bunch of
What
stuff.
did he write? I don't know him.
I have no idea.
That movie with.
Okay, good. I thought I was. the
There's a
only one.
movie based on a book that. What's my name? Is that?
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken was
The
in.
Dead Zone. That's Stephen
It's
King.
about alien abductions. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
There was, I'm trying to find the year, but there was a solar flare event that affected like a huge city in Canada.
Quebec.
Yeah.
Quebec, yeah.
In 89.
1989. Yeah.
Yeah.
A geomagnetic storm messed with their electric system.
And people were out of power for how long? Like months?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It was
I think it was shorter than that, but it was small.
Yeah.
But that
Right.
event also, the Aurora
Borealis.
you could see all the way down to Texas
The Aurora.
when that event happened. Isn't that crazy?
But in the previous one we were talking about in the 1800s, you could see the aurora in Cuba. You could see it in the Caribbean.
Wow.
Yeah, which is like, I mean, that part's cool.
That is cool. I
I'm
want
good with
this
that.
to happen.
Right? I don't want to have to go to Alaska.
Well,
Yeah.
and so here's the other thing, like that I kind of find interesting about all this is like all of your like credit cards are gone, ATMs are gone, so like maybe we can wipe out
Instant
some of my
Mad
debts
Max.
too.
I mean, but here's the crazy thing. You know when you look up and you see the power lines
Yeah.
and you see those transformers?
Yeah.
Those are all filled with oil. And so
You know when
wires
you
are going to
up
burn.
and you see the power lines?
Wires are going to burn. These transformers are going to just explode. There's going to be fires all over.
I think you have to
Yeah.
you have to set a scene to talk about power lines.
Imagine if you can. A
No.
blue sky.
What is that? A trash can? What's up there?
So
And
they're
then-
filled with oil?
Yeah. To like take the temperature of the power down.
Yeah. So
And they're all just going to light on fire.
See, I'm
Awesome,
worried
dude.
about.
this is going to be insane.
I'm worried about the nuclear reactors.
All the nuclear reactors have like a 4-day backup battery.
Well, they're supposed to have 30 days of diesel fuel backup if their other backup doesn't happen. But according to Whitley Strieber, because of the systems that are in place for our power grid, it could take up to 2 years to get our electricity
I heard
back in
even
a lot
longer.
of places.
Yeah.
But like if you have like a microgrid, like if you have your own fuel, like here, a lot of this house is run by solar power. We'll probably be fine. But if you're attached
If you
to
don't
the
burn all
larger
that
grid,
wire out, right? Because even any of it connected could still fry.
I feel like we would be completely fucked here. Because like
yeah,
There's
the
like
whole traffic
random
system,
power lines
traffic
that just
control system would
connect
go
to my
down. Like
house.
water pumps won't work.
yeah.
If you have a heart, something in your body,
Oh yeah, really?
all the water is going to stop too because
Yeah, we don't have any. It all gets pumped.
the water's pumped by electricity.
Yeah.
All these planes are going to be crashing all over.
Yeah.
Just-
I mean, you have to land your plane. It's like a regulation. You have to land your plane if there's a big solar event happening because the amount of radiation can fuck with your navigation systems. It can just, and it makes everyone sick.
It makes everyone sick.
Yeah, like flight
We get
attendants
cancer that
already
way.
have a higher risk of like cancers and stuff because they're in the sky most of the time and you're closer to radiation.
Oh, I thought they were just sick of landing. Gotta
I'm
land
so
this
sick
again.
of landing.
Why are you always telling me to land this thing? I just want to fly.
I'm sick of it. Put me on record.
That's why I became a pilot, to fly.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So fires
what's your,
everywhere.
What's your take on this?
do you have a gun?
I don't have a gun.
We should all get one.
Yeah, we should all
Let's
get
do it,
guns.
right? Yeah, right when we're done.
Real life sci-fi. Let's go get a gun.
I was looking up this gun, and I want a revolver because they're less scary to me. I'm kind of scared of guns.
Mm-hmm, me too.
It's called the Rhino or something like that, and it shoots from the bottom cylinder instead of the top, so you get less recoil. That's the gun I'm gonna get.
All right.
Cool. You're gonna shoot it right at that sun. I'm gonna get you, son.
I want to get a big
I'm
one,
gonna shoot all the fires out.
big handgun, so the warning shot is scarier than it's like, well, I'll use this. But so like in the
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Did you hear Aqib Talib's brother killed someone?
Who?
Aqib Talib he was a
football player.
cornerback. He was a cornerback, right, or safety?
Yeah.
Do you
Cornerback
follow
for.
sports?
No.
Me neither.
He was a cornerback for the Denver Broncos. At
We'll be
one
over
point,
here, it's
won a
fine.
Super Bowl with them, Super Bowl 50. His brother shot a guy at a Texas youth football game.
boy, oh boy.
Anyway.
I know it's weird. Well, I grew up with guns,
We'll
but
talk about it later.
Oh, we got a number up.
Oh yeah,
Call us if you have
go
opinions.
ahead and call in if you want to talk about solar flares. My thought
Mm.
to answer your question is, yeah, it's scary as shit, man. Hopefully, it doesn't happen in my lifetime.
But you definitely want to go to work.
On the other hand,
you won't have
true.
food or water, but you won't have to go to work.
I
You also
do.
won't have internet or TV.
I do sort of welcome the apocalypse in a weird way. Like, it would be really liberating. It would be terrifying. But at the same time, it would just be like, I guess now I just got to get food. And that's it.
And so here's the weird thing. If this happens, the best thing for you to do is to team up with other families or groups of people. Because there's going to be also a week of not having food after the grocery stores have been looted.
I think I'm going to be that lonely, scary guy. People are going to be scared of me. All like
no one will be scared of Wade.
No, I'm going to wear that big
People without guns will be
that
scared
big
of you.
black trench coat that I have, and I'll like paint my face or something. And
The
I'll just
opposite
walk
of
around.
Batman.
I'll just be like, ah.
Oh
And
no,
people
he's a
will be
white
like-
man! Get out of the
People will
way!
be- They're
He's so
not gonna-
bad!
Wait, is that blackface?
How are they going to know that
He's a white man with blackface! Get him out of here!
Well, yeah. I'm gonna do-
To be honest, I wouldn't want any part of that myself.
Yeah,
so.
I would not.
This might
What a
work.
nightmare.
Oh, hey, Wade,
Yeah.
what's up, man?
Who wouldn't be scared
Don't
of
call me that.
a dude in blackface going
Call
around?
my name.
I go by Blade now.
They call me the Daywalker.
Call me Blade Randolph.
And I'll just fucking be chaos, you know?
Sorry, Blade Randolph just killed me.
Well, I went as Halloween one year.
I
so.
wasn't there,
Oh.
so that was a new joke to
That's
me.
funny.
Yeah, that's gonna be my thing. I'm just gonna be like the brooding, scary guy,
Spooky.
and people are just gonna keep their distance.
Yeah.
Was it today or yesterday? I was just like sitting in my living room. My living room window faces out onto a street, and this guy just.
Which street is it?
It's
Yeah, dox yourself.
it's the corner of Talmadge and Sunset Drive. That's all true.
I know. It's like that's a real place.
Come and get me.
Near your house.
I'm gonna get that rhino gun. This guy just like did a front handspring in the middle of the street and landed on his back,
How?
and then just like got up and walked off. And I was like, that dude's crazy. I'm not going out there.
Too buff.
So that's what I would do.
Oh.
Gymnastics.
I would
yeah.
just be like doing cartwheels and shit with my crazy outfit, and people be like, nah.
What's
fuck
that thing people do where that looks like they're levitating, but they're just sitting on a piece of metal? You seen that
An
trick?
illusion? Street magic?
Yeah, street magic.
I don't know the name of it.
Oh. I've seen it. No, I mean, like,
I've seen that.
If
but-
you were doing that, like nobody would mess with you.
Actually, Willie, I can see
Just
your
in
like
one spot.
apocalyptic technique just being like David Blaine street magic techniques.
You want some food? Turn around. And then I take off running.
Do you guys know about I know about two other big solar flare happenings.
No, do it.
There's one. It was during the Vietnam War,
Mm.
and some like mines, some sea mines that had like magnetic triggers, all detonated at the same time.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
Yeah, which
Just
I'm
like
sure
your
they don't do
apartment.
anymore.
Is that why we lost the war?
With all your magnets.
Yeah.
we
Good
didn't
callback.
lose that war. But there was one in like the 700s
Uh-huh.
that I think they did like tree ring data on
Oh,
or something
yeah.
like this, and they estimated that it was probably, what was it? There was like a carbon isotope that the particles created in the atmosphere, and it got measured in the tree rings, and so they don't have like 1-to-1 data between that and the Carrington event, but there was a 12% increase
Yeah.
in carbon isotopes in the
The North.
700 ones,
Yeah.
700 something, and the Carrington event there was a 1% increase. So this one
Wow.
in the 1800s that seemed quite huge at the time, it was like kind of tiny.
And they think that wiped out like all of the larger mammals in that area at the time in that like part of North America.
I haven't seen it. I was under the
Wow.
impression that like solar flares and coronal mass ejections don't, because like
But
the Earth's magnetic.
If it's that much though, if it's that much, and like there was I think it was in like the early 2000s. I'm trying to see where I read this in that book, but there was like 3 of them that hit Earth like one after the other,
Mhm.
and it just like tore away a bunch of our like magnetic field, whatever. And so the last one that hit, even though it wasn't that intense,
Our field was already messed up.
Our field was already messed up, and so I think that
Van
might have been
Allen
attached
belts.
to the Canada thing. I think that's why the Canada thing.
I don't know.
happened.
The research that I did at the bar before I came over here
That's important. That's more research than most people
seemed to
do
debunk
here, so.
that they were actually harmful
Mhm.
to living things because we have the magnetic field around the Earth, and like that's why you have the aurora and all that stuff. It like absorbs almost all.
What happens though is when the Van Allen belts like crush into each other, they can like warp in such a way where there's actually an opening, and we're not protected for a little bit from just regular solar shit hitting us,
like that freon in the ozone.
But
Do you have anything about how fucked up our sun is right now?
No, I don't. Is it messed up right now?
I mean, this book seems like it's old. It was like coming up in 2013.
I saw in
was like,
2011. I saw some articles from 2011 that were like, "This sunspots are aimed right at us," and so sunspots are weird because
does the sun?
Oh shit! Yeah, there was one that we just missed a couple years ago.
The sun rotates, and the sunspot cycle actually
it's an 11-year
tells us
cycle.
the geomagnetic storm info sort of.
Yeah, but it's like all fucked up right now.
So
It's
wait,
not
what
going
happened with the
against
one that happened a
cycle at
couple
all.
years ago?
It like missed
us, but it
us
was
by
huge.
like
it was
a
very
week.
close. It was like I think it was closer
It was
than the
really
moon
big. It would have fucked us up.
or something crazy. Where it
I
was
don't.
like-
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But what's crazy is there are old civilizations that they
this is what I
think
wanted to ask you about.
were aware of the sunspots, and they don't know why. They say some civilizations could identify sunspots with their naked eye, but I just think that's I'm like, what are you talking about?
They were mole men.
You ever looked at the sun before?
Or
Yes.
Wait, no,
I
they were
always
opposite
get
of the
blind
mole
spots,
man.
and then I've had a migraine from it before.
I think you'd be the opposite of a mole man.
But
They lived on top of a mountain, just
bird man.
staring at the sun all day.
No, when I was thinking about this, I was like, oh, I want to ask Willie, like, is this a possible explanation for lost ancient technology?
Well, so like my take, so like in India, in Greek, in China, they have records of ancient. They have old records of them identifying sunspots.
You're not answering his question.
Well, no, I'm getting there.
It's all right. I'm just a guess.
Because
It's
I
fine.
want to then go into the Maya. They, whenever they talk about the active sun in the Dresden Codex, there's
yes,
a presence of a
Dresden
sun
Codex.
god
Healed.
who is spotted, and so they think that that is actually correlating to the fact that they are aware of the sunspots.
Right. Either that or they just had Dalmatians. And they're like, this god looks like a Dalmatian, I guess.
I love my puppy. Love my
Let's-
puppy.
Let's draw the sun with spots on him.
No, but no. I mean, you know, like I'm sure you've covered who built pyramids and stuff by now. But do you think
Satan.
maybe they were built by technology that got destroyed by?
I think there's
Christmas
lost
magic.
technology. I
You
think
solved this.
Yeah.
I think that
Christmas.
some ancient civilizations could connect to the universe, even if it were through, let's say, the shaman, right? Like I've been thinking about this lately. Like when you take, your body releases DMT when you are dreaming and when you're about to die, and the shaman of the Mayan you would take DMT, and then, but it makes me question, like, if you take DMT, does that allow you to leave your body and then go explore the universe? And maybe they knew of the sunspots because either they were connecting to
No.
other civilizations or they could just see the universe different.
No. It could be one of those things, though, like how a deer can just walk when it's born. Like, what if we just know this, Just through, like, osmosis, we just know that the sun has spots, like a Dalmatian.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there is information that is transferred in that way, that we're not 100% aware of.
Like, how do you breathe? How do you breathe? How do you pump blood through your body? I know those things aren't the same,
That's how I breathe.
but could it be that? Just
But,
an innate,
like if my
ordinary
family-
understanding? Huh?
astronomy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seems a little.
I don't believe in God or anything, but what if God was like, oh, they'll know about sunspots. Zap.
I think that a more logical idea would be like, have you ever played with magnifying lenses when you were a kid, like magnifying glasses? And if you're inside, you can make like a projection of a light, like almost perfectly with your lens. So if you're an ancient astronomer, it's not crazy to think that if you've already discovered glass, you've discovered lenses.
How to observe the sun.
Yeah,
but also,
you've learned how to observe the sky. So the sun is the brightest thing. It makes sense that it could also be projected onto something.
Yeah.
those eclipse viewers, right? Like they don't even use lenses, do they? Isn't that just like a shadow?
It's
or
like
something?
just like a heavy film.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? When an eclipse is happening, if you're standing around a tree with a bunch of leaves on it, look on the ground because for some reason, all the spots on the ground are the eclipse.
Oh, hey, we have a call.
Which I actually
Have you ever?
is
Have
crazy.
you seen a full eclipse?
It's terminated.
Not a full.
Oh.
I saw a full eclipse.
Where we at?
I went up to
Looked right
Oregon.
into it.
You went to
that
go
one-
do it or see it?
Yeah.
That's rad.
Yeah, it was like
So you're an adventurer.
it was, of course. It was like one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Like there was just a hole in the sky where the sun was supposed to be.
Did everyone yell when it was happening? Were
It
you
got
with
really
people?
quiet. There was like a bunch of people in the field, and everyone got really quiet. And like you can see, because like the reason. All right, I'm gonna dip into my background as a director of photography here. The reason why you can see like little eclipses in the sun is because all the shapes you normally see are perfect circles, because that's just a projection of the sun going through like what's effectively like a lens of the branches.
Yeah.
And so it's a circle, but as the eclipse starts happening, you see less and less of it. And it just turns into like a sliver because that's what's happening. But what I didn't know, if you do see an eclipse, a full eclipse, and you're like in a field or something like that, while it's happening, or like right when it's about to like finally get there, there's someone described it as like snakes, but there's like shadow ripples all the way across the ground that look like just like thousands of snakes
Wow.
wiggling past.
Is that just from the
I have no
light of
idea.
the corona?
Yeah, maybe. I have no idea. Like I remember reading about that before I saw it, and I was like, oh, well, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be too busy watching an eclipse to care about that. And then I noticed it. I was like, holy shit, this is
Wow,
wild.
that's cool.
That's
Yeah.
weird,
Did you
dude.
see the corona?
Yeah.
How long for? For how long?
But for how long?
I think it was probably like maybe like 3 minutes or something like that. It seemed like a very long time.
Is that when it's just completely covered?
Yeah.
The corona?
You just see the flames. The outer.
Yeah, it was real cool. I can't recommend it
sublime-
Or
enough.
not
cover.
flames. It's magnetic.
It's like a Sublime cover.
Yeah, it's like a Sublime tattoo.
Oh my god.
Hey, how do they make those lenses where when you put it on, all the flares are like star shaped?
They like etch it into the glass.
Really?
Star
Yeah.
filter, right?
Or
You ever
sometimes
use
you can
one
put
of
like a
those?
little. I mean, well, I don't really do like
It's like hacky,
NFL
right?
pregame
That's like a game show
So-
thing.
interstitials.
Have you guys seen those some of those triangle UFOs that they have released officially lately?
Yeah,
So that's a camera thing, right?
Yeah.
Some of them.
yeah.
Because I believe in triangular shaped UFOs, but when it's just the light, it's actually just that same effect of the.
Yeah. Oh shit! Now I'm realizing like, this is like a way more relevant topic that I could have talked about. Yeah. When a very distant or small point of light is out of focus, it will take on. Oftentimes, it will take on the shape of the iris that it's traveling through. And most like TV shows and movies and whatever, they tend to be shot on pretty round, on cameras with pretty round lenses with round irises. But there are lenses that have just single like 3-blade irises, and so like as you stop it down, and those tend to be like for like machine work or like lower fidelity, like because it's fewer moving parts.
So it's weird because
so if it was out of focus, it would make it a triangle.
But if the light is changing too, that light on the triangle changes too, and it looks like a dimensional shape moving through.
There's like a couple of those that I saw. I was like, yeah,
right.
Just an iris. Yeah.
I haven't seen these. I don't know what you're talking about.
They've released some from the Navy within the last year.
They're like night vision, right?
Yeah. Of triangle UFOs.
Night visions have irises? I guess they would.
All cameras do.
All right.
So, what are we supposed to do about this?
Well, okay, so
besides move underground.
Here's the crazy thing: is most of this stuff is preventable.
Oh yeah, and our government is fucking.
You could just put a Faraday cage around all the electronics of every plane, every car. You could put
too heavy
surge protectors and capacitors and on all the electrical lines.
Too
Basically, the
expensive,
problem
really.
is this is all preventative money, which is something that we just don't do. And there's a guy out there. His name is David Adair. He's saying it would cost $10 billion to get the USA correct and to like avoid most of the shit. And but basically, the Senator Lisa Murkowski, who's the chairwoman of the Senate subcommittee on fixing the grid, she keeps denying the bill. So like, for some reason, the politics is stopping it. We don't want to spend this money preventatively.
Yeah, I mean,
and this could happen tomorrow.
Politicians dream of spending $10 billion. All the kickbacks? Are you kidding? What's wrong with this lady?
But there's kickbacks to be had on whatever you spend $10 billion on.
I know, but go ahead and
that was a tough sell. I don't know. I mean, like, didn't Texas just totally collapse because it was cold?
Yeah.
And
like
then you
last year?
would think, oh, this happened in Texas. This bill should pass like that. Nope. Nobody fucking wants to fund this.
Yeah, well, it's no better here either because like we had all those fires in Northern California because it was electrical equipment that was like 60 years old.
There were some people in Congress that put together a bill to shore up the power grid for kind of magnetic attacks from other countries, and in the process that would have shored all of them up for solar flares.
Yeah.
But because it was more expensive, because it was a defense thing, they're like, this is too much money, we can't do this.
Crazy.
And they shot it down. And then there was also like I think local power companies are allowed to voluntarily shut the grid off if they are alerted to a solar flare coming. So
because we will have a short notice.
Yeah, you would have like a short notice. But if
it's like a half an hour though.
Yeah, if you get more than 2 hours, they can manually shut it off. But if the solar flare isn't as damaging as they thought it was, people could get upset and sue because they're technically a private company that works for the government. So they went to the powers that be in the government and they're like, we need you to make this mandatory. If there is something that it's like we legally have to shut off the grid, so then we're not held accountable for this in the end. People can't sue us. And they're like, you already have the power you need. You don't need any more. So like, you can already shut it off of your own free will. We don't need to make it mandatory.
Shit.
And I'm like, that is bullshit. That's bullshit. That's so crazy. That cost them nothing. That literally cost them nothing.
Wait, but that means I can sue?
Yes, you can sue.
That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
I'm going to sue the fuck out of these electrical companies. Every time my power goes out, I can sue them?
No.
If they shut it off manually.
If they shut it off manually because
damn
of
it.
a solar event that never happened or wasn't as big as they thought it was going to be.
So here's the crazy
I'll be
thing,
ready for
though.
that.
Like EMP in the military, we've known about it for a long time, but like that's actually a viable option to stop a lot of nuclear retaliation.
Yeah, but then it just makes all their nuclear stuff shut down, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like if you were a country and you wanted to attack another country with nukes, you would preemptively send as many EMPs as you could to them so they couldn't retaliate. Then you'd take them out with their own shit. Mm-hmm. But then also I don't know. I mean, can you tell where an EMP is from? I don't know.
I don't even know.
I'm not a
I
war
also don't
criminal
know.
like you, Willie. I don't know.
How would you send an EMP?
The mail.
How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Practice.
Thank you.
But
Is it like a rocket?
No, I think I saw this in like one of those G.I. Joe movies. I think you need to like put it close to something.
well, I mean, right now it's like it's like
That's
a bomb.
real. That's real research.
Yeah, I told you I
Those
did.
G.I.
But
Joe
I
movies.
believe that
Yeah.
there are different ways to get. I didn't research EMPs, but
I mean, I'm sure you
believe
could
there's
put an
different ways
EMP
to-
on a rocket and send it somewhere, and then, right?
But as soon as any rocket that goes in the air is going to get.
I would use dolphins.
It's
and we've
safe.
got those. We got them.
Yeah.
Because then they'd be like, yeah, I'm cool.
How many? Isn't there some weird number where there's
00 dolphin.
some dolphins that like have weapons attached to them that got away?
No.
I did hear about that.
Come on.
I mean, like
They got
I'll tell you
away.
what I did hear about. They executed that walrus that was like sleeping on boats in Norway.
They executed that
yeah.
giant walrus?
I mean, they put a kinder term on it, but yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still murder, isn't
Did they
it?
lie? Did they put him on a wall and give him a cigarette?
Yeah.
They had like 10 gun
Yeah, give him a
guys.
couple mackerel.
That
and,
fucking sucks. They're like, stop resisting! Stop resisting!
I don't know
It's
about this.
Norway.
I don't know about this walrus.
there's some walrus that like swam down to Scandinavia and was just like
Sleeping
climbing
on
onto people's boats and
but
They were,
stuff.
like,
destroying
sinking
them.
their
You should look at some
boats.
pictures. It's very funny.
It's
What?
super funny. And that's why it's sad that this clown of the sea has been killed.
Hopefully they ate
Yeah,
them.
so I think you might be able to enlist these dolphins.
Yeah.
No, but the dolphins
Bit of
will be
revenge.
fine, right? Because
No, they got motivation now.
yeah, they hate our
I hate humans.
foreign. What's the opposite of allies?
Enemies?
Enemies. You know that dolphins love America. It's the best country. I'm Jim Gaffigan. I don't believe the things that I say.
Hot Pocket for 20 years. Hot Pocket.
What?
Anyways,
That's a Jim Gaffigan bit.
Oh, see, I don't listen to Jim Gaffigan.
Why doesn't she
he's too
listen
pale
to
for
Jim
me.
Gaffigan?
He looks like a ghost.
He's
I can't.
funny,
He's
but
scary.
He's good.
so how are we going to team up? What's our plan? Like
For the end of the world?
we got to have the
Yeah.
plan before it happens.
We've had this
Underground
plan.
shelter.
We have a plan,
Oh, you guys have a plan?
but let's get in on it now because let's change it.
Yeah, because now I'm here. I have to be in this plan now.
You should have been listening. We have a plan. The fake color is red. The real color is purple.
What?
So our plan is to meet at
Uh-huh.
the observatory, and
God, that's such a
we
fun
will
way.
identify each other by wearing the same color.
Okay.
And the people that we don't like that know about the plan, we tell them a different color.
Oh.
So then,
I hope I get the real color then.
Yeah, there's only one way to find out.
Oh my god.
I mean,
hey,
basically,
listen, if you
Not
got
looking
the wrong
forward to
color,
this.
you can hook up with the wrong color people.
I hate this.
You-
Is just like Survivor. This is literally Survivor. I can't.
Sir, this is literally surviving. But the observatory is a great place to take over with friends because
It'd be a good base.
it has food. It basically the way that they rebuilt it.
Like concession stand or like.
Yeah, they have a little cafeteria.
all
But
right.
there's that
Cotton
Albertsons
candy.
right down the hill. We could go just take that.
People are
That's a long
already
walk.
living in there like fucking animals.
It's above. It's
Should we,
above
should
high.
we start over?
You might
at
want to
the-
take over
What's
the
the new
Albertsons.
plan? If this is not a good plan, what's the new
It's
plan?
basically like a bunker.
I don't know.
When they rebuilt it to last. I think to survive a nuclear explosion, basically, but they built a lot of underground parts to it that are.
My worry is that the observatory is high up on a hill. If the city has been thrown into chaos, it is going to be a monumentous trek to get up that hill because you are literally doing an uphill battle the entire way.
But nobody's. That
Yeah,
makes
but
it great
That's
because
Wade's up there shooting at him with his gun.
Wade
so-
is
Yeah, if
gonna
I got
be
my
there the whole
rhino gun
time?
or whatever. Oh, I moved in.
like everyone else is like, I'm going to stay at home until we figure things out. Oh, I don't have water or food at home. I'm going to go out. Oh, everything was already taken. What do I do?
I don't think that getting to the observatory would be that rough because
In the
nobody is
beginning, especially.
coming.
Yeah, but it's parking
down
like $20.
from What's that?
Yeah, he's right. Parking's $20.
You park on the grass, motherfucker. Front door. We'll park on Uranus.
My plan,
Everyone bring a 20. It'll be fine.
our plan was just to make an underground shelter because
Where's that?
Like somewhere on this property,
The
make an
corner of
underground
Talmadge
shelter,
and Sunset Drive.
Oh.
and then because the UV rays have trouble penetrating the Earth, like super far, like a
Oh,
certain,
for this one specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a different one for everything?
Well, I mean, we're kind of like mentally preparing to move in and then just like make it so if anything happens, we have backups.
You're gonna build an underground bunker here?
somewhere on this property, and we're gonna grow food in front, and we have a lot of rainwater collected
Party
on
in
the
the
side
back.
already. We have a 3-story building to like make sure our enemies are...
We can
You
park
can't
all
see
our...
anything on this side of the building. You can only see.
There's windows on the other side of the building, aren't there?
Yeah, I guess. Okay, windows, sure.
Yeah.
Limited.
My plan had always been my brother used to live in Arizona and he had like a lot of guns and is a smarter person than me, so I was just gonna drive. But now he moved.
You got to
So-
find someone with
Damn.
guns.
I don't
You
have a
got to
plan.
bring all your resources to one place and team up.
Yeah.
And you got to fence, lock yourself in.
My
I
guns
don't. I
are
feel
dying.
like your plan's making a little more sense. I feel like if something catastrophically bad happens, and you are in Los Angeles, you should probably just start doing belly flops in the middle of the street
Yeah.
to scare people away. Because like, there's
Listen,
not enough to go around.
That's
Like,
my plan to hook up with you guys. Like, I'm just going to be going crazy all the way up there. Like, no one's going to fuck with me.
Right? Like if you're going to rob someone, you're going to rob like a lady with her kids. It's going to be a lot easier
Damn.
to
Really?
take everything they have.
Ouch. That's
God. It's like
Yeah.
let
I'm
me in
looking for
gore now.
old people with no dogs.
If the lawn is kept well, it's probably a good place to enter.
I'm
I should show.
picking on no one my size. They're all smaller than me. Oh my
I
god.
mean, it's you gotta.
We
like-
just bought emergency kits today, actually.
I've got some water.
Well, I got all kinds of shit in my garage. It's great.
Yeah.
good to know because, like I mentioned,
Yeah, you live close.
Come over, and then we'll figure out what's up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if we all kind of live around the same area, we should meet up and then go to the observatory.
Yeah.
We should just hide a cache of supplies on the way up that we just replenish every year. It's just like, oh, here's that hole we dug in the middle of the night.
No, we'll put them in. We'll put them in fake ballot boxes.
No one will tamper with those.
Who the fuck is voting? They're not even gonna. They're not even gonna waste the time to destroy it, no matter who's in office.
We'll
when
accidentally
that
like
happens.
fuck up a couple elections
Yeah.
in the meantime while we're waiting. There's just votes on top of all of our guns. Ah, fuck.
Well, I mean, I'm glad we're talking about it because I feel like solar flares are inevitable, as are other natural disasters. So it's good to be prepared. Everyone should have an escape plan.
Man, I'm done. I'm done. Like if that happens, it's
He's so
over.
mad.
It's
I'm with
over.
you.
I
I'm with
have
you.
no plan for that. Fuck that. I'll fucking die. I will die.
Dude, my El Camino will still run, and we can load it up and hit the road.
I'll just die. I don't
you
even
can't leave
like
town.
life.
Would you just kill yourself?
No. I'd go out and I'd like party. I'd be like Billy the Kid or something.
Well, let me. So then, let me ask you a question. Do you, like, and
Take
I,
o-
I
let's
won't ask
Take over the bar.
your addresses, so to keep
Well,
it
you got
safe.
mine. Talmadge and Sunset Drive.
Are you the kind of people that keep like
You
a bunch
were
of
in-
cash in your house? Because like, yeah, if like all the ATMs stop working, if the bank stopped working,
I mean, cash will be useless if the banks stop working.
I think
But
cash
for
will-
like a
cash
month,
will be
people
working
will
for a
still
while.
trade
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're gonna look like fools when the fucking grid comes back up and you got no more money because you paid $1,000 for a Tic Tac.
Look, man, I
Still
just
got all
want
that
this
crypto
Tic
though.
Tac.
That'll come back.
Well, it's on the blockchain, so there's a record
I
of it.
took a screen grab and then I drew it.
I got so many NFTs. I'm set.
Yeah, I got small bills.
I'm convinced
Okay.
condiment packets will be good. if society collapses, condiments will be the hot ticket, like salt and pepper and like ketchup.
Ooh, what you
Taco
think about
sauce.
is nostalgia of a Mad Max future. Oh, I printed off pictures of everyone. I'll find you in here if you've
I'm
got some
telling
money.
you, fucking.
You want a picture of yourself with your...
I think nicotine is number one, man.
Nicotine?
With a bullet.
Yeah.
So you just
Because
trade
like
cigarettes?
who's gonna give a fuck about cancer?
How many people are going to start smoking again because the apocalypse
Everyone.
happened?
Everyone.
I'll just
Probably
start
me.
growing tobacco. That'll be my trade. You can't
Ooh.
kill me. I grow tobacco on this
Ooh,
block.
that is great.
Can't kill me.
well, though,
Smoke this and shut up.
that's a good reason to kill you, because then they would be the
No, because they
kingpin of
wouldn't know
tobacco.
how to grow that crop in California. It's like really hard to grow that in California.
I'll take your word for it. They wouldn't know that. They would just kill you, and then the crop would die, and they'd be like, "Well, on to the next." I heard this girl over here is making her own gum.
Let's kill her and take all her gum.
Soap. Soap would be good. Kleenex?
Oh.
Oh, 3 minutes.
Well, I guess
Someone in the
what
chat
else
said
do you want to talk about?
condoms and toilet paper will be the currency.
Condoms?
Yeah,
Who's
no
wearing
way.
a condom?
If
Yeah.
we're only gonna be here for 6 months,
This is off.
Have you ever seen a
Right?
man and his dog? Or a boy and his dog? There was no condoms there.
I mean, I guess
was-
maybe the women would want condoms, but I'm not gonna fucking. If you got one, I'll wear it, but I'm not gonna. I'm not worried about it. Sorry, you're pregnant. See you later. It's the end of the world. Condoms is such a responsible. Who said that? That's such a responsible thing.
Sebi in the
what was
chat.
the other one?
Toilet paper.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see that.
The world is your
Oh
toilet
yeah, pads.
paper.
Pads and tampons would be.
Ooh, you know
Yeah.
what?
Women
Advil.
have it so much fucking worse, dude.
Yeah.
If the apocalypse
Saying it for
happens,
years.
I will never be happier to not be a woman. I have to deal with
Yeah.
that shit.
I'm reading that comic book Berserk, and there's like a female warrior, and she's going into battle, and she's like, "Oh my god, right now!" And then she almost gets killed because she's on her period. I was like, "This sucks."
Wait.
Even in a comic book.
But do you think because it's like a solar event that
But all our periods stop.
yeah.
oh yeah, because
No.
because it's moon based, and
It's
so if the
moon-based.
sun energy fully takes over, then it stands
Yeah.
to reason.
Well, then what? I'm just menopause all the time.
I don't know.
Great, just hot flashes.
Not all the time.
It's
You
like,
get
fuck,
over
it's
it.
hot, I hate the
What if it did
future.
affect something like that where it's like your biology just figured out that you can't have a baby for a few years anyway, so just shut down for a little bit.
Yeah. Like that one senator said, when you get raped,
Oh my God.
your
How
body
do we
just
start
shuts
talking
down.
about this?
All right, we got to wrap it up.
Okay.
Sorry.
I read a book about solar flares.
Jeff, do you have any plugs or anything that you want to point us to on the internet? Any socials or anything?
Sure. Yeah. I have a website. It's jeffpowersdp.com. So we've got all my work on it.
What was the last music video you just did?
I did a Slipknot video. I did 2 Slipknot videos.
Are they
There's another one
scary?
coming
That shit looked cool. That
The
was
guys,
really
are the
cool.
guys scary?
out. No, they're actually they're pretty nice.
See, I would wear one of those Slipknot masks and do handstands and shit.
Oh yeah, that would work. Yeah. Yeah. Because they're much nicer without the masks.
All right, jeffpowersdp.com.
.com, yeah.
Check
Nice.
out his work. You guys, anything quickly?
Tuesday afternoons, my stream, 3
No.
p.m.
Subscribe to us on where you will listen to podcasts. That would be great. Thanks for watching.
Rate us. Patreon.com/RealLifeSci-Fi. Remember, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. See you next time.
Watch out for mass ejections.
Oh my god.
Mass ejaculation.
Real Life Sci-Fi.